zap!
So basically what I was saying, like in the previous videos there, that this is like an inertial generator, because like once you get this up to speed here, then all you're doing is maintaining the inertia in the system. So like if I take it and start it off kind of like that, then you can see that once it gets going, it keeps itself going. That's using a weight, obviously, on this one because it's a demo. I don't have quite the flow output or the head height needed to actually generate the pressure to turn this. But this here is basically just maintaining inertia in the system once you get it up to speed, because it's impedance matched, both the wave and the pendulum at the same time. So it's acting as like a wheel that's imbalanced, but totally in balance at the same time. It's like a tri-point, because like a pendulum swings a quarter about the bottom, but a wave is balanced on the sides because there's a horizontal plane with the wave, but only a vertical plane with the pendulum. And you could subtract the flow out the side like that, and basically, yeah. And because it's a fluid, that means that when the fluid passes the equilibrium at the center, it self-balances because it subtracts over the whole volume as opposed to just one side or the other. So you actually end up having the amount that you've taken off, basically. And it depends too on the size of like your trickle tank on the side, because obviously you can't collapse the whole front of the wave, and then because if you did, you'd compromise the head height of the wave. And the reason that this works is because if you look in physics too, the wave head is an unstable equilibrium. So this is about shifting the equilibrium zone, and these are not rolling waves, so these don't take energy to produce. These are standing waves, so in turn the amp is exchanged for volume, so it's exchanged for the height of the wave as opposed to adding to the direction. And that means there, with the height, you get a lot more, well, you can get a lot more flow siphoned out of it, obviously, and a lot more pressure from the standpoint mass of the object. And if you were in an inertial throw of things, then you could actually spin this thing out in a circle and run it that way too, from centrifugal force instead of gravity. I would also like to add the simple fact too that like a wave, when you add the water back in on the same side because of the Perkistochrone problem, then it arrives from this top part here to the bottom at the same speed that this wave is falling, because things of a similar mass or the same mass fall at a constant rate. And the resistance that is added to the flow doesn't really make a difference, because the flow is basically added back. If you had like an air tap at the bottom to allow some air, obviously, so that way then it doesn't airlock itself. That's why I have a turbine tunnel in mine on that side over there, because that allows it to get the full pressure from the head as opposed to just being like vacuum locked against a turbine.